Viewers, imagine that you are an upcoming entrepreneur. You are baking birthday cakes. How many birthday cakes should you sell in order for you to make a profit after spending hundreds and even thousands of dollars, especially these days, in buying ingredients for your cakes? Should you sell 2 cakes, 3, 10, or 20? No. You don't guess. You must calculate a break-even point to determine whether you will be able to make a profit after selling so many birthday cakes or not. You don't know how to do it? Well, lucky you. You are at the right place and at the right time to find out how to do it. My name is Ms. Waka. Welcome to our first lesson in the series of 5 for grade 12 entrepreneurship learners. Today we are going to discuss break-even analysis. Stay right there and watch. At the end of today's lesson, lesson 1 of 5 on how to do a break-even analysis, our learners should be able to calculate the break-even point for sales, present this financial data on graphs and tables, and analyze such financial data in order to make a proper enterprise decision. Now you are wondering what a break-even point is, right? Break-even point is the level of production at which the cost of production equals to revenue, income, returns, or profit to be earned for the product. In other words, at break-even point, the enterprise will neither make a profit nor a loss. The break-even point allows the entrepreneur to know when the enterprise will start to be profitable. If an enterprise sells a unit below a break-even point, the enterprise will make a loss. For an enterprise to make a profit, it should sell more than the break-even point. I know what you are thinking. You can't wait to know how to calculate a break-even point. Am I right? Well, there is a formula on how to calculate it. Grab your pen and write it down. We calculate the break-even point by using this formula. The break-even point, it should be in units of production, equals our fixed cost divided by the selling price per unit minus the variable cost per unit. Again, the break-even point in unit of production equals to fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. I know what you are thinking. What are all these terms, right? Listen up. Fixed costs are those costs that are almost the same every month. They do not change a lot. For example, what you have to pay every month for insurance, salaries, and rent. Got that? Now, the selling price per unit refers to the amount an enterprise is going to charge customers for just one of the products. And the variable cost per unit includes all the costs directly incurred in the production of a product, such as ingredients or raw materials you bought and the labor you hired or paid for. Look at this example and try to calculate with us the break-even point. ABC Enterprise incur the following costs for the first month of October. Fixed costs were 2,000 Namibian dollar in total for the month. Variable costs were 40 cents per item produced. And the selling price was $1.50 per item. What is their break-even point? Well, all we need is the formula. Can you still recall it? We calculate the break-even point by dividing fixed cost by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Let's do this. Fixed cost of $2,000 divided by selling price per unit of $1.50 minus the variable cost per unit, which was 40 cents per can produced. Our calculation now looks like this. 2,000 divided by $1.50 minus $0.40. Let's calculate the subtraction below the line first, and we get that $1.50 minus 40 cents is equal to $1.10. You see that, right? Use a calculator, or you can also use your brain to calculate. The answer is 1,818 units. ABC Enterprises has to produce and sell 1,818 cans in order to reach a break-even point. If they sell exactly 1,818 products, they will not make a profit nor a loss. The revenue could be equal to their cost. If they can sell any more cans than this, they will make a profit. The more cans they sell, over 1,818 units, the bigger their profit will be. Wow, nice. Hi learners, are you still following? I'm sure you are. We will now do another example. Let's say we are helping a shoe shop on how to find out their break-even point if the selling price per pair of shoes was $60. The variable costs were $25 and the fixed cost was $1,575. Do I hear you ask, what was that formula again? Let me get it. The formula reads, calculate break-even point by dividing fixed cost by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Good. How much is the fixed cost now for the shoes? It is $1,575, which has to be divided by the differences between the selling price per unit of $60 and the variable cost of $25. Now, all that remains is that we need to do our calculation. So, keeping the formula in mind, break-even point is equal to fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Let us write it as FC for fixed cost over SP minus VC, which is of course the selling price minus variable cost. In this way, the formula is easier to memorize, right? Okay, so the selling price of $60 minus variable cost of $25 is $35 under the line. Now, we divide the $35 into the fixed cost of $1,575. We have dollars above and below the line, which cancel out. So, the answer of 45 is not in dollars, but this is the number of units that represent the break-even point for the shoes. Meaning, for the factory or the shoe shop to break even, it should sell a minimum of 5 pairs of shoes. If it sells less than 45 pairs of shoes, the enterprise would operate at a loss. At 45 units per month, it should neither make a loss nor make a profit. And every pair of shoes over 45 that it sells, it is profit. Well done, entrepreneurs. You guys are learning a valuable skill today, which you must use throughout your life. Do not start producing or manufacturing, never mind selling anything, until you have calculated what the required break-even point is for your sales. And now that you know how to calculate a break-even, it is time to move to the next step and also the next learning outcome for the topic. We must use information that we obtain from calculating a break-even point to calculate and draw up a break-even chart. Watch the video on how it is done, and I will see you on the other side of it.
Welcome. In this video, I'll be constructing a break-even chart using the given information. First, we find the break-even point in units by dividing the fixed cost by the contribution margin, and that gives 45. The break-even point in dollars can now be found by calculating total revenue at break-even, and that gives 2,700. To construct the graph, we plot units on the horizontal axis and dollars on the vertical. Now, suppose for units, we have a capacity of, say, 110, then we can go as far as maybe 120, as far as we capture the break-even unit of 45 centrally. And for dollars, I can do 1,000 per unit here to ensure the break-even dollars of 2,700 is captured. So the break-even point here is 45 and 2,700. Now the fixed cost is the same for any volume of production, so we draw a horizontal line for fixed cost here at 1,575. For the total revenue function, we know that if we sell 0 units, total revenue will be 0. So total revenue line is satisfied by 0, 0, and we pass through the break-even point. For total cost, when 0 units is purchased, then total cost equals fixed cost. So the total cost line will start at fixed cost here and pass through the break-even point. Now, before breaking even, the total cost is higher than total revenue. So this region here constitutes losses. And after breaking even, total revenue is greater than total cost. So this region constitutes profit. And that's it. Thanks for watching.
So, drawing a graph to represent a break-even point and to draw the lines to show the loss or profit is not hard. It is certainly no different to any graph that you have made since high school began. But just to make sure, let's go through the steps again together. How to draw up a break-even chart. Step 1. Set the data you need, such as the output of a product or the capacity of your business to produce. You also need data about the income you want to generate and the cost for production. Step 2. Calculate the break-even point using the formula we used before of fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Remember, VC over SP minus VC. Step 3. Now that you have the break-even point, you can produce a chart with its 2 axes. Draw a horizontal line that will serve as your x-axis and a vertical line that will serve as your y-axis. The horizontal x-axis will show your unit of output or capacity, while the vertical y-axis will show your revenue or cost. Step 4. Plot the break-even point on the graph, like this. Step 5. Plot the fixed cost line. This is on the horizontal axis because fixed costs do not change however much the output. Step 6. Plot the variable cost line. Variable costs vary differently with output, so you are on the y-axis. Step 7. Now you plot the total revenue as it will be provided in the instruction you will receive. Step 8. Finally, plot the break-even point. This is the point where the total revenue and the total cost lines meet. There, you are showing your break-even point on the graph. Where the lines meet to the left-hand side of the break-even point, it shows losses. On the right-hand side of your break-even point on the graph, it is your profit. I hope yours will always be huge on this side in real life. Viewers, learners, and entrepreneurs, thank you for watching our lesson today. I hope it has made you feel more confident about determining how much a business should sell for it to make a profit. Knowing this will help you in your daily life, especially if you're an entrepreneur or if you want to become an accountant. To test yourself that you really understand and could calculate a break-even point, please carry out the activity below. We will give you time. Here it is. The following figures were extracted from XYZ Fashion Books of 2022. Sales revenue was 500,000. Fixed cost totaled 100,000. Variable cost were 200,000. And units produced were 20,000. Now, you must calculate the break-even point for XYZ Fashion. I hope you can still remember the formula. Now, we know that you got these. But let's summarize so that you can order your notes. We have seen today that a break-even point is the level of production at which the cost of production equals to revenues earned for a product. By the way, the break-even point is an important component that should be shown in a business financial plan. At a break-even point, the enterprise will neither make a profit nor a loss. The formula for break-even point is fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Fixed costs are costs that typically do not change or change only slightly. For example, rent for premises. Selling price is how much an enterprise is charging customers for a product. Variable costs are the costs directly related to the production of a product. To draw up a break-even graph, we plot units on the horizontal line and dollars on the vertical line. You are now in a position to advise somebody about how many products an entrepreneur should sell in order to break even. You know the formula to use, right? You can even present financial data using graphs or tables. Being able to calculate and analyze financial data helps an enterprise to make good decisions towards a profit. And that's why we do business. From me, Ms. Waka, and the entire NAMCOL crew, thank you for watching our lesson. See you next time.